All right, day 5 recap. Today was probably the most frustrating day. Uh, it's 2025, and huge pieces of things are still stuck behind C++, and it doesn't do a very good job of telling you that. So I bashed my head into a wall for many, many hours today. Um, and like, I get it, but also, come on, like, let me do it in BP if I want. Um, so also had to discover how replication and authority works in regards to anim notifies and some other stuff. That was a pain. Um, the biggest pain, though, is you can't get payloads unless you use weights. So instead of just using, for instance, right here, ability triggers, like you could just send a thing and be like, hey, trigger this, and then send a payload. But I can't do that without C++ unless I set up a wait. So that cost me hours trying to figure that one out, and it's just not possible. I just had to use a workaround because it's 2025 and we still have to use workarounds. Um, Nevertheless, all sorts of really authority uh, bugs, not so much replication. And bash in my head, I wasn't exactly the most efficient towards the end of the day. This should. Oh yeah, it's alright. Good. It also means I have to do a fuck ton of stupid shit to get this to quote work optimally by using execute gameplay cues on actors with parameters. Yay! Um, yeah, and there's weird shit that like this works on server right off the bat, not if you're non-server or non-authoritative. So like, look at this shit. Look what I have to do. Look what I do for you all. It's not. Where the fuck is my goddamn character? I'm a vent for a little bit. I've earned it. So like, yeah, we're just out these. I can delete these. So I'm granting abilities, blah 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 blah, and these two of these use weights. And one of them, for whatever fucking reason, I had like the first time you use an ability, it won't work. It works on the server, does not work on non-authoritative. But if I just semi-use it once like this, real quick, but not on the server, not on anything authoritative, it has to be remote. Guess how long that one took me to figure out. And then it works. I hate band-aids. Nevertheless, I don't even want to like... None of it does grant abilities and such, right? Alright. Watch that break something, even though it wasn't even in use. Um, okay. Ranting. Oh, and because I want to fire events from an anim notify, really? I have to fucking do the multicast bullshit? Like, come on. But anyway. What's nice is um, everything works fully replicated and extremely optimized. Um, because I'm just sending cues, which are like, set it and forget it, just firing VFX and SFX for stuff. Um, the projectile that like goes has as little information as possible, and everything is just pure event based. Like, it's so good. So anyway, as you can see here, doink and doink. Oh, I missed. Doink Yesterday, if you chose Kelsey and then used this, it would be like it added special extra stuff. I disabled that temporarily, but it was fun. You could ask her; she loved it. All right. Now for the replication side of things. Also, I don't know why my montages are always getting interrupted. I have a theory, but like, it's obnoxious. That's funny, because the actor's technically destroyed, but oh no, okay. So yeah, I still need to worry about destroying the actor. But as you can see, it works. Everything works. And it's super optimal, because it's just firing cues. Like, this game is going to run so goddamn smooth. Any games I make with this, because remember, this is a parent project. Not like I'm a dad parent, but like, I'm putting a... Yeah, that's right. Putting a bunch of functionality in this shit that is reusable. So what we end up with, shit, I should have been doing it like this. What am I doing? So tired. Today was rough. My biggest gripe with stuff in game dev in general is locking stuff behind code. There's no need. I build entire games in 8 days, zero code. Like, and I get that gas is trying to be the most extreme performant thing. That's great. Give me the option to do blueprints. I'll eat 2% performance hit. Oh no. So wasting hours trying to find workarounds or just not knowing, like, hey, I just can't do this. Well, Matt, why don't you learn to code? Fuck that. All right. So for instance, we have uh, anyone can use any ability, but obviously, like, your wizards are going to have your fireballs, your archers are going to have your multi-arrow, like, sure, a wizard could bust out a bow and use multi-arrow the way my game is built, but abilities are going to go by character. All right. So for instance, wand attack knit. I made it simple. Yeah, right. All it does, check cooldowns and so well, that's every ability, right? Is it on cooldown? Can I afford the mana? Blah blah blah. Just play the montage. And I have one node that'll always play the montage. All right, and this is for projectile, by the way. All right. So then, and you know what? Let's get the montage out. This is the state of casting. This is where you end the state of casting. You can get interrupted in here, right? This is where the projectile spawns, this timestamp right here. So all that really matters for ability is spawning the projectile, right? And I break the ability technically into 3 abilities. That's the way I chose to do it. You don't have to do it this way, but if you don't, you're stupid, because I'm the best. I'm the absolute greatest. So yes, spawn projectile. All you have to do is put the socket name in, the projectile class. This you don't need. You will need the gameplay queue and the event tag. That's all you do. And it's done. Let me show you why. What? Why is it? Oh, okay, that's why. So here's the event tag. Here's the cue that it is going to play, like the visuals. This is the actual projectile that spawns. This is doing the calculation of where it's supposed to go. So socket could be your hand. Socket could be the tip of your stick, if you know what I'm saying. Socket could be your eyes, if you're, old school Dragon Ball Z villains that just shoot stuff out of their or your mouth. It could be flame on your feet, right? So foot R, foot L, and you have fire for blaze, right? Um, and it all automatically does everything. Simple. Um, you just got to make sure your tags are all correct, right? Like you just got to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's. Um, so then back to abilities. This is when you get hit. Uh, it's going to be the gameplay cue, like if it's a fireball, the explosion and the sound, like psh, right? What effects to apply, which is damage. For instance, fireball would be instant damage, and then another effect, periodic damage, 10 damage per second, right? So for 5 seconds. So once every 5 seconds, once a second for every 5 seconds, it'll do whatever damage. The weapon itself, in this case, it is the projectiles. Yeah, there's some meta stuff there to talk about later, and then the event tag, not the pretty like the cube, but this is the event. And the reason is get hit parent. Your event tag. Oh, your event tag right here. Break some data. Do some stuff. And basically, when you get hit with something, here's what needs to happen in terms of um, audio, video, and functionality. Audio, impact sound of the projectile or the melee weapon, like shink or whatever, if it's like a sword on metal, and you get the point. Um, so you have the audio, you have the visual. I'm so tired, can you tell? So sparks in that case, or if it's like an arrow in your flesh, maybe a little blood spurt or something. Uh, so that's video, audio, and like I said, the effects, like the damage. And here you just put them all in. They're very easy to make. Um, yeah, get hit projectile is very simple. Like you can use a general template and it'll be good for 98% of what you need, which is what this is. And you're like, well, Matt, what about the get hit animation and then the guy going, oh, yep, you're right. And that is why this is here. And there'll be other stuff. Like, obviously, this isn't done yet, but you can even see, like, calculate extra VFX and SFX if needed. That's kind of like what I'm getting at. But the anims, I don't know if I could do the anims for someone else in here, like telling the character that got hit. Ugh. Although actually this gameplay ability is theirs, so I could do that. Yes. See, that's the joy of spreading it instead of like trying to manage everything. Like this is just whoever gets hit, right? So it's just take damage. Here's where the thing hit me, and I can even do play animation. Um, yeah. From here I can get like my ouchie sound, and from here I could also get my animation from the different directions and whatever. Cool. So all you gotta do is put these 4 things in, and it's done. So as you can see here, hit with the wand attack. These 4 things are in there, and it works. Okay. Cues are all set up. Spawn projectiles cooler. This is beautiful. I showed this off in my other video, but all the video and sound you want to fire just goes right here, and you set parameters. Is beautiful. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Attributes I still have to do more of. But yeah, you have your animation notifies for your status, start, end. And if there's a projectile, spawn projectile. If you're melee, you don't need a projectile spawn. The start and end is just like right here from the swing to like through, you know? That's it. You make the anim notifies for you get the animation, crank out an anim montage with it, make your anim notifies, get 3 abilities, initialize, and get hit. And if needed, if it's ranged, you'll have a spawn projectile. This may change with like some weird guns and stuff I may have to add to it, but you know, we're keeping it simple. Solo dev here, ladies and gents, and whoever else. Cues, just do this. And effects, which I can show you guys. So you can see exactly how easy it is to set up. The hardest part is keeping track of all the tags and all the monikers to like actually fire the events and make sure you have it all in the right spot. Because like, oh, I need a big ball projectile. Oh, I need a little bullet projectile. Okay, just make the ball smaller, increase the speed, and give it a whistling sound as opposed to like a spirit bomb sound or some shit. Okay, damage, instant, -50 to health. Oh my god, so hard. Um, and I don't want to like mess with this, but as you'll see, has duration, and then you'll have a period after. So like duration 10 and period, you could do like 0.5. So every half a second, something will happen for 10 seconds. So on this is my attack status because it's wand attack. It's not a cast, it's a default attack. I know that sounds weird to have with a wand, but status.attacking.wand attack. Easy. And guess what? Oh, when it ends, whether it's through animation completing, like the animation gets the anim notify, or whether you get interrupted, which we'll talk about that in a bit. That's maybe tomorrow. Yeah, it'll remove wand attack. Now, if you get interrupted, it just removes status.attacking anything, which will interrupt all attacks and interrupt all casting, like if you get silenced while casting a spell or something. Cooldown has duration 3 seconds. Wow, 3-second cooldown. That was tough to make. Cooldown.wand attack. Cost, there's nothing right now for it. I mean, that's it. Like, it's done. My templates are almost all done. I'm sure there's going to be some unique cases. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like status manips in here. Or really just, I think I just call them manipulators. Because you're either buffed or you're impeded, hindered. I think I use hindered. Because the status is like immune to damage, disarmed, stunned. Status is Boolean. Manipped is like increased attack speed. My opinion. It's how I do things. Beauty of this stuff, you can do it however the fuck you want. But in 5 days, I learned how to do it the way I want, that Unreal will also allow without me going into C++ and with their non-existent documentation. While today was hell, I am very proud of myself. And while I'm further behind than I would like to be, I would have liked to have had multiple things set up already. I knew there was going to be problems diving into gas, and so far, to be honest, I'm in good shape. Drawbacks, the difficulties have not been that severe. And things that would have taken me so much longer in the past, like I'm better at this stuff now. So I solve it quickly. 2 hours feels like a fucking eternity. When there have been, the longest bug I ever tried to fix was like 2.5 days, almost 3 days. Someone had helped me with it. Well, someone gave me advice because they didn't know the solve, and then I used their advice and added my own thinking, and then I solved it. Wow. But that was, Jesus, that was so long ago. Okay. Hopefully you all like the demonstration. I know it got a little technical, but it needs to get technical because that's how this shit works. I still think we'll have a game ready to go by Friday. And by game, I mean one fight, one boss, a few characters, and a few abilities per character, spells really per character. Um, I'm avoiding guns for this first one, but obviously I will get that in eventually. It's just guns, you have to have multi-tiered animations and stuff. So for now, you just run around and cast fireballs and shit. Yeah, ice spear, lightning strike. We keep it simple. I'm a solo dev. Thanks, everyone.